Animation. It first made its scene in the film industry in the early 20th century and has stayed a popular form of filmmaking to this day. First became popular with the release of Walt Disney Studios in 1928, with funny animations like Steamboat Willie and eventually feature-length films such as Snow White.
I'm awfully sorry.
However, seeming as most animations at the time were packed full of exaggerated characters and lighthearted, immature jokes, though the lightheartedness is a little debatable. Many adults didn't find these cartoons aged enough for their high-class palate, so cartoons were classified as just for kids. But as it evolved and became more comfortable in the media, and revolutions of talking pictures distracted everyone, animation took off in all genres of films for children and adults. One of, if not the first, specifically adult-targeted animated TV show was called Wait Till Your Father Gets Home.
Till your father gets home.
Released in 1972 by Hanna-Barbera Productions and running until 1974, this TV show's commentary and humor is very befitting for a 1970s TV show for adults.
But I feel on this day of worship, it would be wrong to strangle your children.
And though I have not seen the show myself, the jingle is fun.
Wait till your father gets, until your father gets, wait till your father gets home.
It also just a little bit gives Scooby-Doo vibes. Anyway, with years of animation, just like there are different art styles, there are different animation styles. Yes, from 2D frame-by-frame Disney movies to that godly, horrifying claymation box trolls film, animation has many different styles and aspects that make them unique. The best example of media today that includes many of these styles is obviously the Spider-Man Spider-Verse movies. This trilogy in the making with 2 movies released and the last coming soon have a cornucopia of animation styles and/or fonts packed into it. I'm Chloe, your favorite entertainer, and in this video I will be discussing the 6 main animation styles or universes in the Spider-Man movies, as well as what influenced them. I will also discuss the styles in relation to the universes and whether or not it fits with its Spider-Man counterparts. But before we get started, this video is inspired by, and some of the information is provided by, Screen Rant, so please check out their article and also check out their YouTube channel. Now wind down your spider sense and get a hot pocket because this is Animation Across the Spider-Verse. Number 1. Miles' Original Universe. Miles' universe is depicted in a synced combination of 2D and 3D animation. Wider shots with broader details give a more 3D animation look, however with closer and more detailed shots, the universe gives a more 2D animation, with more hand-drawn appearance. This unique art style is heavily influenced by the appearance of drawings in standard Marvel comic books, dating all the way back to 1939. The quick freeze frames as well as whimsical line work seen in many scenes gives the feeling like you're reading a movie like a comic. This art style is very fitting for the Miles Morales universe, as it is seen as patient zero when it comes to universes in this story, just like the Marvel comic books were the beginning of the Marvel universe. Also, anytime a new Spider-Man was introduced, a comic would flash on screen based on them, the original Peter Parker from Miles' world being the first one. One final detail, a smaller one, Miles loves the Spider-Man comic books and is seen reading them throughout the movie. This comic-like combination of 2D and 3D is a genius idea when it comes to the basically default world in this story. Number 2. Spider-Gwen's universe. Gwen Stacy's universe and animation style is interesting in its interpretation as compared to the other techniques for other spiders. Each scene is giving watercolor painting with bright pastel colors and amalgamates of pigmented hues contrasting through every frame that would give a 1920s movie critic a seizure. However, this Fruit Loop art style was fully intentional and served a purpose. According to that article I mentioned earlier published by Screen Rant, producers Phil Lord and Christopher Miller described Gwen's universe as a mood ring for her. Gwen Stacy's universe changes colors to reflect Gwen's emotions. The producers also mentioned that the style was supposed to be reminiscent of the 2015 Spider-Gwen comic run by Jason Latour and artist Robbie Rodriguez. I do think that this world created for Spider-Gwen was perfect for her character as well as fits the original comics. The style serves as a hoorah to those comics as well as helps express Gwen's tendency to change and inflate her emotions quickly. The one problem that I had was the utter difficulty to actually watch what was on screen because of how saturated with bright colors her universe held. There was this one scene where Gwen and her dad reunited after she returned from Miguel's universe, and oh my god, each scene where it flipped from her dad and back to Gwen just got brighter and brighter, and I almost saw the light myself. Number 3. Spider-Man 2099 Universe. Universe 2099 was not introduced until the second movie, much of the plot revolving around Miguel O'Hara, the Spider-Man of this world. The 2099 universe is supposed to replicate how futuristic worlds are perceived in comics, according to Lord and Miller. The one goal of the Spider-Man 2099 animation style is to make you feel like you've time traveled into the future. And though it's not the only one that tried to achieve this goal, this animation style stands out in that it not only changes animation styles, but even small details about fighting style and characteristics of Miguel O'Hara's suit all contribute to giving this world a futuristic feel. For example, instead of natural webs of some of the Spider-Men, Miguel O'Hara has these red webs that look futuristic and give special characteristics to his suits. And he's got a sick theme song. Due to Miguel's obvious superior intelligence as compared to the other spiders, especially when it comes to their connectedness and universes, make this style fit him rather well. And these characterized aspects of Miguel's design is what makes him such a unique and interesting protagonist? Antagonist? Do you think Miguel O'Hara is a protagonist or an antagonist? Because he's not against Miles and is trying to help him, but Miles is against him. Let me know what you think. Number 4. Spider-Man India. The Spider-Man India universe is inspired by a retelling of the Spider-Man story by the same name. This Spider-Man adaptation, created by Sharad Devarajan, Suresh Sitharaman, and Javan J. Kang, was the story of a teenager by the name Pavitr Prabhakar. The world depicted is called Munbatan, which is, quote, an animated amalgamation of Mumbai and Manhattan. The world is visually just so stunning, with bright color and unique personality, which perfectly fits the free spirit of Pavitr Prabhakar. And bro has launching gauntlets. And his hair is fluffy. I strive to be Pavitr Prabhakar.
Chai means tea, bro. You're saying tea. Would I ask you for a coffee with room for cream? Sorry.
Number 5. Spider-Punk's universe. The origin of Spider-Punk, or Hobby Brown. So I'm editing this, and I'm just now realizing that his name is Hobie Brown, not Hobby Brown, so just ignore that. Puts his hometown in New London. Wait, why do all of these Spider-Men live in giant metropolized cities? New Mexico has a high crime rate, and there's literally nothing out there. Sorry if you're from New Mexico. But I want to see a southern hobo small town Spider-Man. Well, we could do one last rodeo. My name's Percy Price. What am I doing? Spider-Punk. His home is placed in New London, and he's a very stereotypical insurgent whose jokes are most consistently about his disbelief of things.
I don't believe in teams.
Aren't you in a band?
I don't believe in consistency.
His style is stimulated around typical punk rock posters and experimental artist styles. He's edgy, and not like other guys, or not like other Spider-Men. And his unique animation style further cements his uniqueness from other spiders. His animation is very pasted, hand-cut, and patched. Also, director Joaquim dos Santos revealed that a special trick was used specifically for our spiky, spunky spider. He reveals that Hobby is animated between many different frame rates throughout the whole movie, giving an even more choppy and cut and pasted feel to the entire world and character design.
So different parts of them get animated different frame rates. So he's animated on 4s and 6s and 8s that separate him from every character.
This style is honestly perfect for Spider-Punk's unique personality, and The knowledge of knowing how much attention they gave him in the drawing room would definitely boost his ego, and honestly, I love him for it.
I don't believe in comedy! Just kidding!
Number 6. The Spot. So the Spot, or Jonathan Ahn, is the main antagonist and villain of the second installment of the Spider-Verse movies. He is a former scientist from Kingpin's mass amount of the Things, and his body is covered in microportals due to an accident involving the portal made by Kingpin in Into the Spider-Verse. His whole existence is basically being a living portal, and all the portals lead to himself. And the sugar on the cream is that he blames Miles Morales for this cruel existence.
Spider-Man, why did you create that guy?
I didn't. He's talking crazy.
Okay, bud. Yeah. Though his origins are from Miles' original universe, his animation style heavily differs from the world around him. Along with being a walking portal, he's also a walking painting. His entire animation style makes him look as though he is in a constant liquid state. This style originated from the OG comics where he was portrayed in this way. His style is evocative of watercolor ink or oil. The Spot's presence in Across the Spider-Verse further solidifies the Spider-Verse movies as merely extensions of the original comics.
Oh, that's not right.
Alright, that was a lot of information. The vast varieties of animation styles and creative liberties used throughout the Spider-Verse movies, especially in Across the Spider-Verse, not only shows the advancement from the first movie to the second, but also the dedication and enthusiasm everyone on these projects have for the worlds they want to create and the picture they want to paint. Or pictures. The distinguished styles help showcase the history of Spider-Man and different inspirations that propelled the stories into what they are today. It's also a fabulous display of animation and its history and the ingenuity and extensive possibilities animation has to offer, as well as how far it has come. These personalized animation styles just further prove that these movies are really just extensions of the original comics. The contrasting worlds create a beautiful visual experience for the viewer and buzzes even more excitement for Beyond the Spider-Verse's upcoming release. Well, that's all I have for today. Let me know which animation or art style you hope to see in the new Spider-Verse movie, and I'll catch you guys next time for another show.